What's going on, champs and champions? It's FireMonkey here, and while the Fortnite news has basically completely died down and there's nothing to really talk about that hasn't already been discussed a million times, I thought for today's YouTube video, since it is something that happens tomorrow being the mid-season drops, we would go ahead and talk about everything you should know about these ahead of time so that you can be prepared, right? You can figure out what the challenges are, you can figure out how you're going to be able to unlock all the cosmetics, you'll be able to figure out if you need to own the battle pass, which that one should be kind of self-explanatory, and you'll be able to figure out that, hey, look, if 3 of these have already released, right? So if we've already gotten, for example, Sunlit Celine, which is the first style that you'll be able to obtain, and we've already unlocked also Thrasher Masai, and then we also got the Ember Armor for Doomslayer as available challenges, we'll be able to grab all 3 of those at once, or do we have to slowly do them over time in the order they released? We'll be talking about all that information and more, so let's just go ahead and hop into an actual match so I can kind of explain to you guys everything that's going on. And I feel the best way to kind of start off this video and kind of kickstart everything you need to know is to show this image I just posted to my Fortnite leaking Twitter account earlier today, which kind of gives you the generalized starter idea, right? So for every single one of the mid-season drops, as they release over each week, you'll have to just gain 10 account levels. Now, as far as I'm currently aware, it appears that you won't be able to already gain progress on these from beforehand, so once they release, you have to gain an additional 10 levels. So let's say you're level 213 when Celine drops, and the mid-season drop is available. You'll have to go to level 223 for that challenge to actually end up being completable. And then if you want to grab like Masai or Doomslayer, you have to do the challenges above those first. So instead of it just being 10 account levels at the very end to grab all of them at once, you have to do the Celine 10 account levels, and then after that you have to get another 10 account levels for Masai, another 10 for Doomslayer, and so on and so forth. So you can't just sit there and grab all the challenges right away. You can't just yoink them and just grab them at the very end of the day and just have to gain 10 account levels for everything. So it is something that you will have to do over time, and of course once the challenges start releasing tomorrow, there will be one new style available each week, so if you want to be on top of it, you want to be able to gain all the variants as soon as possible, tomorrow is when you want to start actually going for all those challenges, right? Tomorrow is when you want to grab that first challenge, you want to get those 10 account levels, and then you want to do that over the course of this week, and then you want to prepare yourself for next week on Tuesday at 9 AM Eastern Time when Masai becomes available, and then they'll slowly all become available over the course of a month, each one being only 7 days apart. And of course, if you were curious, yes, you do have to own the battle pass in order for these challenges to be obtainable. They do not let you do the challenges without owning the battle pass, so let's say you've already leveled up, right? Let's say you've gotten level 30 or whatever. With how their system is set up, it does not appear like you will be able to gain the actual progress towards these unlocks and be able to buy the battle pass and then, get all these variants right away, right when you buy the battle pass. It appears that is going to be something where they only start tracking properly once you've already bought that battle pass. So if you're someone who doesn't have the Fortnite crew, or you typically buy the battle pass at the very end of the season, you are going to be a little bit behind and you will have to play a little bit of catch up just because of how these challenges work. However, of course, this information could change over time, and I could have just looked at the files incorrectly, so I might be providing some slightly modified information because of course nothing's actually official until Epic Games themselves releases that stuff into the game. So we'll finally be able to experiment around tomorrow when these release, and we'll finally be able to see how the account system works, because one thing that kind of popped up in my mind while recording this video is the people out there who have kind of, been known as XP grinders. The people out there who are already level 1001, which is the maximum level for any season in Fortnite, basically, and are unable to gain a new level, right? They're unable to actually gain account levels and stuff like that because they've already maxed it out this season. Is Epic Games actually going to level up that cap, right? Are they going to make the XP cap level 2000 now or something? Are they going to modify that, or is it just going to be a situation where those people have to contact support and be like, hey, I literally can't do this challenge. Can you give me these styles? Because I've grinded your game enough, right? I'm level 1000 in your game, so that should show I have some dedication already, right? It's like a weird situation where maybe they'll modify it just because of the fact that there's already tons of people out there who have been grinding XP nonstop, playing, tons of creative maps that give good XP gains and stuff like that, and are already at the max level, and I really don't think you're able to gain any more account levels once you're up there at level 1000. So it makes me wonder if they will tinker with it after it releases, releases, maybe make it a little bit easier, maybe make there be like an alternative way of unlocking it, whether it's like, you know, outlasting opponents or something else, just something that Epic Games could do to make it so everyone's able to obtain these instead of just people who, you know, haven't already no life for their way up to level 1000, which, you know, no hate to anyone out there who's a super high level in Fortnite, right? If you're level 1000, kudos to you. I don't know how you do it, and especially this early into this Fortnite season and chapter, I don't know what got into you guys to do that, but you know what? More power to you, because at the end of the day, there's tons of ways to gain XP. There's tons of people going to AFK creative maps, AFKing their way to the max level. There's tons of people actively grinding out, you know, Team Rumble challenges, going to specific locations and stuff. So major kudos to anyone out there who is just an XP grinder, right? It's like, I don't hate any of you guys at all. It's just a weird situation where it's like these challenges make it seem like it's not in your favor for once, when the whole entire idea of super levels, right? The whole entire idea Epic Games has done before with super levels always seem to be is like, you know, incentives for the actual grinders out there, for the people who are going out of their way to gain all the account levels and everything else they want. So just seeing how out of nowhere it's basically like, hey, we got nothing now for you, right? It's like, you want to do these challenges? Oh, too bad, buddy. You're unavailable too because you've already played our game way too much. I don't know, you know, it's just the whole entire situation where obviously I don't think Epic Games was expecting anyone to already be level 1000. So it is going to be interesting to see how Epic Games like caters these challenges to that specific community, and if they even do anything at all, or if these people just really do get locked out of their challenges. Now, according to support, there is a chance that these level up account level challenges are going to be already active, right? It's like they're already progressing and stuff. So if you're level 50 in game, technically, according to support, you should already just get the Sunlit Celine style once it releases tomorrow. However, support has been inaccurate a lot in the past, so I wouldn't take that as a confirmation that, oh hey, you know, you won't have to do any extra grinding, because at least from what I can tell from the leaker standpoint and looking in the files, is that, you know, one, my aim is apparently garbage, but two, they don't track beforehand. And I checked my account data and everything, it really does appear like they don't do any sort of like pre-handed tracking or anything, and you'll have to do these challenges once they officially do release tomorrow, and each week that they release more of them, you have to gain 10 and 10 and 10 account levels, you know, over and over again, just to get the new styles or whatever else. So hopefully this gave you guys all the information you needed to know about the super styles, or I guess the mid-season drops as they call them, that'll be releasing tomorrow. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think's going on with the whole entire accounts that are, you know, level 1000 already? Do you think they should even be able to earn these styles at all? I think personally, you know, they're already at like max level, so it's like they should just be given them, right? They should just be granted the styles anyways, because it's like, obviously, even if they weren't granted the styles, they would have grinded out the game to get those extra challenges or whatever done. So, you know, they've showed their dedication. I think that they should just get it. And with that said, the only other question I'd really ask for you guys is, how do you feel about mid-season drops, right? Because they're a weird system that I'm kind of not the biggest fan of this season, right? It's like, it's okay, right? It's like, it's a new style that Epic Games is trying with, and Epic Games is always trying to innovate stuff. If stuff doesn't work, they'll change it in future seasons. But I don't know, I just don't know how I feel about mid-season drops. On one hand, it does incentivize players to actually start playing a little bit more, especially when there's downtime, you know, they don't really have much going on, you know, they've already completed all their challenges and everything. But on the other hand, it's kind of weird to see it's like this system where it's always related to account levels, because as we've seen with how many reboot rallies and everything Epic Games has done recently, people aren't always the biggest fan of account levels. But I mean, Epic Games keeps doing it, so it seems like it is working for whatever statistics they are tracking, so maybe it's a good thing, right? Maybe even if us as the players don't really care about the whole account level system and would prefer it just to be other things, it's working for Epic because they keep on doing it, so, you know, they have the data, and I'm just going to go with what they do. You know, if they release mid-season drops, I'm going to grab the mid-season drops as they become available, but of course, it is just a weird system that I'm not the biggest fan of, and I would love to hear your opinions down below. So with all of that said, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. I know there isn't that much content-wise stuff, you know, regarding leaks or whatever, but I am loving this live commentary format that we've started to build up on this channel, where I can just ramble on about a topic, because, I mean, if we look at the Fortnite leaks situation right now, we might not even have new leaks to talk about until January 17th, which is 2 weeks away. So, you know, there might just be a giant gap in time where I'm just sitting here vibing, talking about whatever I want to talk about for a specific day, whether it's like a creative map, whether it's some specific item coming to the game or anything like that, as we slowly start seeing Epic Games return from their break and starting to do their basically bi-weekly update system once again. So until next time, I'll see you champs and champettes later. Peace out.